For those boss or manager or supervisors that saw my last video where I tagged how an employee can adopt or ways an employee can manage, cope, or survive with a difficult boss. I know you're out there now saying, yes, nice one. You really stick it to them. You told them what they need to know. And with what you have told them now, I know, yes, they will conform to authority. They will know how to act or approach me. But have you ever asked yourself this question? They say there is always two sides to a coin, right? Am I wrong? So if there is two sides to a coin, if the employee is trying as much as possible to ensure that he meets your demand or meets or do things that will ensure that there is peace and harmony, that there is good rapport between you and him, don't you think that you yourself need to also work on your shortcomings? Because take note, that employee in question wasn't the first employee that has tagged you or labeled you a difficult boss. I bet some of the employees have even said, oh, I wish I was with the other boss, working in the other department where things are less tensed. And some of your other supervisors have also approached you as a supervisor or as a manager or an employer that what are you doing to your staffs that are making them tagging you with such name? I'm here today to let you know that all hope is not lost. There are ways we can sort out these issues where you as the so-called tagged difficult boss can be seen within little or no time as the favorite boss. Because take note, no boss acquired his talent from heaven. Everything is just about working towards it and perfecting what you are doing, and be conscious of it. You make it a daily routine so that it becomes part of you, because in the end, what you want is to maximize the optimum potential of your subordinates that are working under you. So, like I said, I'm here to let you know some of the things that you as a boss need to adopt to help maximize your own potentials and also that of the employee. But before I jump right into it, kindly give this video a thumbs up, share my link, subscribe to my channel. It's not easy making videos like this on a daily basis. The effort we YouTubers go through to get content like this delivered to you. So help us by subscribing, share my link, and give it a thumbs up. So in order not to waste time, let's just jump right into it. I want to ask you a question. You employer, you boss, you manager. Do you know that as an employer or as a supervisor managing people, you are now in that position where you are now the one managing subordinates? Do you know that your success, 5% of your success is only within your control, while the other 95% is within the control of the subordinates that you are managing? You are disagreeing with me, right? I can hear you right now saying, it's not true. It's not true. But I'll tell you how. Let's take an example. You give a staff a task to do, and the task is given to that staff. Do you know that if the environment is hostile, in the end, it is the environment or the mood of the environment that determine how that individual or that subordinate will bring out what you have given him or her to do, it will definitely translate into his work performance. And if peradventure that individual make mistakes in the task that is given to him or her, or is asked to present that task, or you are the one presenting the task before a board of directors or top management, and they now discover an error, do you think it is the staff they will penalize or you? Food for thought, right? So you agree with me that 95% of your success as a supervisor or a manager or a boss is in the hands of the people you are managing. So, what are the things you as a boss is expected to know or do to help perfect the work environment and also help maximize optimum performance, not just only on your part, but also your team members and also in the larger picture, the organization in question? Because take note, if you look all over the world, all successful bosses that are successful, that have been able to get to attainable heights within little or no time, if you check, they possess these qualities that I'm going to tell you. They exude these trademarks that I'm going to tell you. And if you can do that, letting ego or putting ego aside and humble yourself and get involved in it, I can assure you, with little or no time, that stigma of you being the most difficult boss will turn to the opposite of it, where people warm up to you and start working with you as if there is no friction or whatever. So number one thing as a boss or a manager that you need to know, that you need to work on, or you need to start practicing, is the people skill. I know you must have heard that statement, people skill, so many times. Some people have even abused that statement, people skill. What is people skill? It is the ability to act with people, to interact with people respectfully, and develop productive work relationship that will minimize conflict and maximize rapport or productivity. You see the key word there? Minimize conflict and maximize rapport. I give you an example. In my former company where I work, there's this boss I used to know. I don't want to mention his name. It's not that he is the best when it comes to performance. But the thing is that, you see this people skill, he is so good with it that while he was a mere subordinate, he wasn't the best. But the moment he became a supervisor, a manager, he was able to translate this people skill into his subordinate, even people that are not within his department, that everywhere you go, to the extent that everybody want to give him the ultimate best, the best that they can do. And with little or no time, he rose to attainable height. So people skill is one thing that as a manager, you should never joke with. You should not even take it for granted, because it goes a long way. It goes a long way helping to smooth that relationship between you and your subordinate. Remember, I said it connotes minimizing conflict and maximizing rapport, or that will translate to what? Optimum productivity. So people skill is very, very essential for managers. 2, continual learning. A lot of managers make this mistake. Because you have attained the position of a manager, you feel you know it all. It's not true. You don't know it all. A manager that fails to understand that he is still learning and he will continue to learn on a daily, that manager is heading for total failure, because the best will not be achieved in his group, and you will keep seeing that there is this issue between him and his team members. Take, for example, there are so many managers out there that are still trying to adapt to this new millennium. Majority of them don't know how to maximize the outcome of their laptops, for example. But because of pride, because they feel they've attained that level as a manager, you don't want your subordinate to know that you cannot achieve this. You don't know the best of how to go about something on your laptop. You just put it aside. The best manager is the one that understands that he needs to learn. And if your subordinate can put you through on little things, it saves a whole lot of stress. It will be a welcoming thing to know that he too, because your subordinate will see it as something that, oh, even my boss is humbled enough to say, come and show me how you are doing this thing. And I tell you, it speaks volume. And if you are not doing it, well, you know the answer to the question if you fail to act. Number 3, listening skill. This one is very crucial. You know what it means by listening. As a manager, you are put there to ensure that the optimal result is gotten from your staffs. So you should be able to listen. Must go the extra mile to know where a staff is not productive, because take note, a staff that is not sound in the mind will never give you the best output. So if as a boss you understand your staffs very well, you know that yes, there is something that is affecting that staff. By listening attentively, you can simply just find out, confide in me, what is wrong? Create an avenue where they can come to you, talk to you, give them a listening ear, and prefer solution. Because you know there is that saying, you know it very well, a problem shared. Some say it's half solved, and some say it's totally solved. Whichever one is preferable. But the point is, a problem shared, to an extent, there will be a solution preferred to it. So take that to heart. A listening skill. As a manager, you cannot do without it. I've mentioned 3 now. And what are those 3, if I may ask you? 1, I told you, your people skill. Always make it to be a priority. Should be on point. Number 2, continual learning. Take away the title of a manager. Humble thyself, and you will see at the end of the day, you gain all the attainable knowledge you need to know, because life is diversified. People, this new generation, they come with different methodologies, and if you understand their methodology, you will be able to work with them very well and bring out the best in them, that in turn gives you the best optimal results too. 3, Listening skill, like I mentioned. Don't joke with it as a manager. You need it to breathe. You need it to excel. Number 4, reward and recognizing people. A lot of managers fail to give reward. When I say reward, it doesn't mean it has to do with physical cash or gift or recognizing them. When a staff does something unique, in your meeting, in your weekly meeting, you can bring him out and point it out to others. Look at what this staff did. Let's appreciate him by clapping for him, or do whatever, something that will show that that staff is well valued at his workplace. Because when a staff is valued, to a large extent, he wants to give you the best. The total best that he can. He will bring it out for you without you asking, willingly. So don't joke with it. Reward and recognize them. Number 5, conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. As a manager, you should be very, very conversant with this word. What do I mean by it? In your team, everybody is from different ethnicity. So you should recognize where there are issues between staffs and dead it at the tip immediately. Nip it at the bug immediately. So let everybody be on equal ground. No bullying, no favorism. Everybody should be on equal ground. As a manager, you should be able to balance this thing out. You should be able to balance it out. And finally, empowering and motivating them. Like I told you from day one, it is your duty as the manager to not only teach, because the wealth of knowledge you have, it is expected that you pass it down to them. So you empower and motivate them. Be a good role model to them, so that whatever knowledge you have, you transfer to them. And when they become managers tomorrow, they too can also exhibit and emulate those skills you transferred to them. So remember, those bosses that we say they are difficult, it might be a result of somebody also making them pass through that stage. And when they are now finally there, they are saying, oh, it is my time to exude these same characters to my subordinate. But those that pass through the proper bosses that understands all these qualities, you will see that they tend not to fail on their duties. It's your boy once again, Agobo for life. Just letting you know, as a boss or a manager, things that you should have at your fingertips to help create that perfect work environment and also help smoothing the job so that the optimal result will be gotten. Until I see you in the next video, I remain your boy and I say bye-bye. Take care.